Good morning, everybody. What is going on, guys? All right, good morning, good morning. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. What is going on, guys? We got a new week. The week of Valentine's Day. February 13th it is today. The 13th. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Good morning. Started a bit later today. Figured wait till the market's till about an hour into market open to start this. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Excuse me. Get some water. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Anybody watch the Super Bowl? My friend from Brazil told me nobody else watches the Super Bowl other than America. So, good game though. I had money on the Chiefs. Chiefs won. So that was nice. Had some money on the Chiefs, so that was cool. It was a good win. VIP group last night got a hell of a trade. How's that looking? Yeah, we almost hit TP3, it looks like. Almost. It was pretty darn close. Yeah, look at that. Look at that bullish candle that we got 3 hours ago. Smashed through TP1, 2, and I think I had 3 up here. Smashed through TP2. So we can get rid of that now. But yeah, we caught this one in the VIP group last night. Right here. It's a great trade. Good trade. Alright, so let's start looking at some pairs, guys. Again, hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Good to see some of you on here again. Getting some familiar faces, which is good. I like to see people coming back. Really creating that community. Really nice to see. Really nice to see. So let's take a look here. We're just going to go by volume today, as I always do. JPY, let's see. We're going to take a look at some charts here. Obviously, I've got some charts drawn out here. And we're going to see if we got anything going today. I think we should get some trades today. I saw a lot of setups when I was looking earlier this morning. Before I hopped on here, I was taking a look just to see if there are any setups. Yeah, these JPY pairs look like they might be ready to rock it. Euro JPY coming back up to a pretty strong resistance right here over the past couple hours. This is a possible buy. Would want to see closure above the range here on, yeah, this kind of area. Let's say like right here. We're going to want to see closure above this to know that this is going to go above. We're going to make sure we have 3 confirmations every time. Definitely going to look for 3 confirmations every time, meaning an uptrend, a full body candle, closure above a range, and maybe some sort of candlestick closure, 4-hour time frame, something that's going to give us 3 indications that we're going to buy. Looking for very high probability trades, as you guys know. High probability trades is the name of the game. Let's check out USD JPY. Same thing, but USD JPY, we're going to need a full close above this resistance zone if we're going to look for anything. So again, and I like the USD pairs, as you guys know. You guys know we like the USD pairs. So we're going to be looking at a couple different things here. Full closure above for buys. I'm just going to put one of these right there just so we know. We'll stick with those blue lines that I love. Make this one green, make this one green. GBP USD is no longer a buy. We're going to stay away from this. Well, it could reject in the zone. Again, there's a lot that needs to happen there, so we're going to stay away from that one for right now, just for the time being. Hey guys, if you haven't liked the stream yet, go ahead and make sure you like that stream. I should probably like my own stream. I know we have this conversation every single time. I never like my own stream. I always forget. I'm going to make sure that I do that this time. All right, let's see here. Went ahead and like that. Let's hop back over and look at some pairs. Let's look at some pairs. AUD-JPY again reaching a very strong resistance zone. Sells with closure below. We're gonna need to see some sort of closure below this area. This is kind of a new mini support zone right here. Somewhat of a mini support zone. This area. We're gonna wait to see on this one because this one could still fly. So we're actually also gonna need to see it break the previous high. Here's the thing. You got a high right here going back this far. You got a high right here going back this far. So we're going to want to see some sort of closure, full body closure above these wicks because we're now on 3 weeks. We're now on 3 hours, of resistance here. So this also was a resistance zone. If we take a look here, kind of there, and now here. So we could expect some sort of test and go back down, or we could expect some sort of break, test, go back up. So there's almost 2 things that we could expect to see here, and depending on what we see in the next hour or so, that's going to give us some sort of indication. But what I'm going to do here to make sure that we remember what we were talking about is go here and make another one here. Make this one green just so we know that this one's for a buy. We're going to wait to see some sort of candlestick pattern. I'm going to keep this one yellow. I'm not sure what's going to happen on that one yet. This one's kind of back and forth, so we're going to wait to see if we can get some sort of better idea of what's going to happen. Again, we're waiting for more confirmations, making sure that everything is giving us the highest probability trades. GBP AUD. I don't think we're going to touch this one right now. GBP AUD is kind of in the no-fly zone right now. We're in between zones here. We're in between 2 pretty big zones, and I don't really want to trade in here. Again, this is where you get into trouble. So we're not going to trade in there on this one. I'm probably not going to touch GBP AUD. Same for GBP USD. We already made money off this swing last night. Again, if you were in the VIP group, we made money off this swing last night. All right, we'll take a look at this chart. Okay, so CHFJPY, very interesting chart we have right here, because if we hop to the 4-hour chart, we've created an uptrend. We've had higher highs and higher lows. So if you see, each resistance zone and support zone was higher than the previous. We've also now created one here. We've created what could be a new support right here and what could be a new resistance right here. We also may have some sort of our next zone of resistance is going to be here and here. So what I'm going to do is draw another new zone so we can accurately depict what our chart is looking like to give us the highest probability trades. So we got that right there. Let's see here. So let's take a look. Moving into, we're going to be getting 15-minute candles here soon. But so the hour 4 is definitely on an uptrend. We can confirm that this is indeed an uptrend. We had a break, retest, a break, retest, a break. Now we're going to want to see some sort of retest that shows us that this is going through so we don't get faked out. So we're going to want to see some sort of movement that shows that this is going to go up and probably retest. So what we're going to be looking for is, let's take a look here. Maybe something like this. So we're going to want to see some sort of break and retest in order for us to take this, because it is definitely on an uptrend. And from here, I'm just going to put that. There we go. Now we can kind of see there what we're looking at. But we're going to need to see some sort of break and retest to ensure that we don't get faked out here, being that we have these zones. But again, we're going to be looking for a buy here as well. So Tennessee, you were correct there. Almost all the JPY pairs do look like they could be a buy. So that is definitely a good thing, and we're going to keep our eyes on that. Euro AUD. Let's see here. Euro AUD. Also, kind of weird, to be honest with you. Euro AUD, I don't think we're going to touch this one. 4 hour looks bearish, but it is coming to a support. 1 hour, oh man, you did get a full bullish engulfing on the 1 hour here. So I will say we are at a support that is being respected. I will say that. So there is a support that's being respected here. We did have a bullish engulfing candle on the hour. However, here's what scares me. And the 4 hour, we did just get a new 4 hour candle, but the 4 hour has such a long wick right here, and this wick could be filled. If you look at the previous 4 hour candle, also had a long wick, ended up being filled. So because it's at a support zone, it can do one of two things here. One, right here when it was at a support zone, we flipped bullish for the 4 hour. That was our signal to buy. It went up this way. Now on this one, we also had a bullish. We closed bearish with a long wick. So because we closed bearish with a long wick, two things could happen. We could fill this wick because wick equals range. We could fill this wick right here. Or we could end up driving in the opposite direction because it's a support zone, and that's what it's done here in the past. If you can see here in the past, we've pretty much respected this pretty well, other than maybe right there. Could have been a fake out right here. So you should think that this is going to go this way. I don't have enough confirmation. One confirmation at support is not going to be enough for me. So one confirmation at support is not going to be enough. Stay away from most of these NZDs right now. I'm not going to touch that. GBP CHF. Let's see. Is a 4 hour. 4 hour is a bullish engulfing on the 4 hour. That's a really good sign. Bullish engulfing on the 4 hour. So that was 4 hours straight. Now, if we can respect this line, if we can respect this, with a closure above here, we could look to take a buy. But I'd also want to see a little bit of pullback because it's not going to typically go straight up for 4 or 5 hours. But we're definitely looking at a buy here, especially because of the 4 hours. So again, if we go back to the 4 hour, you had a massive bullish engulfing candle right here. So yeah, you had a bullish engulfing on the 4 hour time frame. So there's your bullish engulfing on the 4 hour time frame. That's a good sign for us. Bullish engulfing candles are always a good sign, especially on the 4 hour, because that means the following time frame could be a lot of buying power on the time frame. Last time we had a bullish engulfing, though, to be fair, last time we had a bullish engulfing was right here on the 23rd, or sorry, the 6th of February, and it actually went the opposite. So, which is why we're going to wait for confirmation before we enter this. Even though we do have some good confirmation showing that this is bullish, it did reject the support zone. We're going to wait to see some more indication that this is going to go up. Reason 2 being the candle was pretty small. We did get a full body closure respecting the previous high. So our previous high here around 1.11517 is being respected by this previous candle. But we're going to want to see this 9 o'clock candle also respect this. Hopefully create some sort of wick upward and some sort of wick up here as well, indicating that it does have range to keep moving. Not a gravestone doji, but definitely some sort of bullish candle that's going to indicate that this is respected. So I'm going to put new candle needs to respect the previous high and close full body closure above the previous full body closure above the range. All right, so there's where we're at here. GBP CHF looking at a buy. Tennessee, you want me to take a look at gold, huh? I don't really trade gold that much, but gold's coming to a strong support. Yeah, gold's coming to a strong support here. I wouldn't really touch gold, to be honest. Gold's actually at a strong resistance too. Here, I'll do a quick analysis on gold, but I'm not touching gold. Gold's in a weird place right now. It's 1856. You've had sell-offs for quite some time here. I'm not touching gold. We would need to see gold close below 1853.836. So if you're a gold trader, you're going to want to see gold close below 1836 with a long wick that shows range. You're going to want to see a closure below here and a long wick to indicate that there's range to drive down. But again, I'm not touching gold. It uses too much of your account. I'm not a big fan of trading gold. All right, back to analysis here, guys. NZDCHF on an uptrend with a massive bearish candle a couple hours ago, holding strong at this support. We're going to need to see something happen there before I touch that. USD CAD. Same thing here on an uptrend. We got a lot of lines on this chart. Too many lines, actually. way too many lines. Okay, so on this chart, USD CAD, we'll look at the 4-hour here. The 4-hour had a very, very long bearish candle here. So if we're looking at the 4-hour on this one, this could be range, and this could be a test and a reject on the way down. So this could be a rejection off of a new downtrend, being that the top of it was right there. So realistically, we could actually move this entire zone up to right here, because this is now our new, and that's actually not even resistance. This is just accumulation zone. So this one is a little different here, because what we're seeing is a full break down here, and now it's retesting to see if it's going to come back down. USD CAD looks more like a sell to me. The 4-hour chart closed with a huge wick, which means there could be range. Last time we closed with a huge wick here, it filled it, but the time before we closed with a huge wick there, it did not fill it. So we're going to need to see some sort of indication, but this looks like a break and a retest, and this might come back down. But again, this long wick right here is indication of range. So this could drive down this way, or we could see a reversal because of all the buying pressure. My gut feeling is that this is going to be a sell. So what I'm going to draw here is a arrow down to here. I see this going down the opposite way, actually, and this being a full break and retest. And I'm going to leave this on here so you guys can see. But that's what we're looking at. So yeah, we're looking at full break and retest. So what we're going to put here on this one is break and retest for downtrend to continue for sells. So again, this is more looking like a sell to me. So on the 4-hour, there on the, again, we're getting a retest right here on the 1-hour. If we could get a strong retest on the 1-hour here, again, we had break, retest, and the high would be lower than the previous high, because this is where your previous high was. Before next, your previous high could be here if we get a close here. This is your low, this is your low. So now you have lower highs. You got lower highs, and you got lower lows. Lower low, lower high. So we see a lot of indication that this is on a downtrend. We have 1, lower highs and lower lows. 2, the 4-hour candle had a long wick indicating there's range. 3, we're getting a break and retest. So what we're definitely looking at is probably a sell here. That's 3 very strong confirmations that I feel very comfortable about. So this is looking like a sell to me. And we're going to wait to see if we get some sort of retest again. But we'll see what happens on this one. I'm going to mark USD CAD as a sell and move it back up to the top here. We'll look at USD CHF. Same thing here. Let's see. We did get some sort of... we did get some sort of bullish engulfing candle here on this time frame, which indicates that we could be getting upward movement. But again, we also had a break and retest on this one here. So because we had the break and retest, it's going to be a little bit different based off of what we're seeing here. So let's see here. All right. Yeah, so USD CHF is also looking like a sell to me. Yes, on the 1 hour we had almost a bullish engulfing. However, we had a full break and retest in this area right here. Because we're getting a retest, this looks like it's going to be a sell to me, especially on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, yeah, because of that wick. That wick is indicating we've got some serious range here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this wick is indicating we've got some serious range here. Again, we've had long wicks where it's continued the opposite way. Obviously, that was a bullish wick. But this bearish wick right now is giving me indication that this thing's going to drive down. I think we're definitely looking at a sell here with these long wicks. Yeah, similar to right here. This is looking like a sell to me. So on the 1 hour, if we can get a full body closure, if this retest stays valid, so we're going to want to see valid retest is respecting the range. Yeah, we'll put retest is respecting the range and closes bearish. We will look to buy, or to sell, I'm sorry. All right, so there's that. Okay, so again, this is looking like a sell. Head that up to the top. All right, so we have 5 charts to look at right now. I think that's more than enough. I don't need to see any more charts. I'm good at with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've analyzed 7 charts now, top to bottom. 7 charts top to bottom, and it looks like all the JPY pairs have gone pretty bullish here. So what we're going to do is look at the 30-minute time frame now. We're going to do some analyzing on the 30-minute time frame. So we flip to 30. Again, closure above the range for buys. We might see a break and a retest. So we're not going to quite get in yet. We're not ready to get in on this yet. This is still a zone of support, and until it breaks it and retests and becomes a new resistance, this is becomes a support. This is a resistance zone right now. USD JPY, we're getting some pullback on this 30-minute with a wick right there. Again, would want to see some full body closure above the range there. AUD JPY. So again, this is a really strong resistance, but we don't want to get in too early. So a lot of the times, and I've been guilty of this too as of recently, is getting in too early and having to hold negative pips. For instance, if we were to get in right here, let me hop back to the 1 hour. Let's say we were to get in right here because we're seeing it climb. Sometimes you get in and you hold negative pips the other way. For instance, this could still retest this low. If it were to retest that low, we'd be holding negative 12 pips. My goal this week and my goal moving forward is to have better entries so I don't need to hold negative. I have no problem holding negative because we have risk management in place, and neither should you. If you're using the correct lot size, you should have no problem holding negative. However, a goal that I'm working toward is making sure that the negative I do hold is limited. I don't want to be holding negative for an hour or so, because that means that the entrance was bad. That means I entered at the wrong time and I didn't wait long enough to have more confirmation to show that the entry point was indeed too early. Again, if I enter right here, we could actually potentially, for this to stay an uptrend, if it were to stay an uptrend, we could potentially hold 14, that's more realistic, 13.3 pips. And if it were to retest the previous low, that's another 6. That's holding 20 pips negative before it goes back up this way to go to our 75 pip profit, which would be up that way. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Something I'm really working on and something that I want everybody to work on is entries. I think it's easy. It's getting easy to read charts which way they're going. However, it's not easy to understand when is a good time to enter. So getting that sniper entry point right before the big move or before, a 10-15 pip move is really going to be the goal here. So that's why we're waiting for more confirmation. Instead of just entering on this new bullish candle, we're going to want to see more confirmation than that. Hopefully that makes sense. Does anyone have any questions on that? Let me know if you guys have any questions on that. I can certainly go into a little more depth if that's what you guys are looking for. All right, no questions it looks like. So let's go into CHFJPY. Again, we're getting bullish candles here. But we have this area of resistance. We're going to want to see this area of resistance broken. It is at the top of it. So we're not at the bottom of the resistance zone like we were here. We're at the top of the resistance zone. Being that we're at the top of the resistance zone, we might see some pullback. We could see some pullback down here too, some sort of retest and then another break. What that were to look like is that we could see a retest down this way. So it is testing this whole zone that we're in, and then we can see the continuation up to fill the zone. So there's two things that we can see here. We can see a break and retest up this way, like we have drawn out, which is a perfect break and retest for it to clear this zone. We could rebuy down here at this new support that we've created. This would be a new support, and this would be a new resistance. We could do that, or what could happen is we could see this as a support. We could see it test this new support. So this would be your resistance, the top of the zone, and this would be your support, the bottom of the zone. And we could see it go back this way, and our signal would be to buy with a closure above right there. So we want to see another confirmation other than the fact that this is bullish on multiple different levels. And that is really important, and this is how we're looking to get better trades, to get better entries, to ensure that we don't really hold negative. Last week, I think we held negative for too long, and I think that's because I didn't wait long enough. I've done this before where I tried to get in early to get better positioning, but you just end up holding drawdown. Again, it's not a problem to hold drawdown if you have proper risk management strategies in place. So I don't hate the fact that, holding drawdown, it's not that big of a deal, but if we can mitigate that and not hold as much drawdown, it's going to be perceived as a better trade. Now, I'm not as concerned with what everyone perceives because I'm very sound in my strategy. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If I take a trade, it's because I fully believe that's the way it's going. This is probabilities. This is calculated risks. However, I'm going to fine tune these calculated risks to enter at a more opportunistic time. Hopefully that makes sense to a lot of you guys, but again, that's what we're doing. GBP-CHF. Okay, so again, we saw the full bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour. The 1 hour, we are getting rejection again. So if we would have entered on the 4-hour candle that we got at 9 o'clock, 36 minutes ago. 36 minutes ago, we got this full bullish engulfing candle. It engulfed the entire wick and it engulfed the entire body. So as you can see here, that we do have this engulfing, but we did get pullback. Yes, sir, VJ. Risk management is the name of the game. You're 100% correct. What we want to see is this respected. So like we put, the new candle needs to respect the previous high and have a full body closure above the range. So when we say that, what we're looking at is we like this wick here. We like this. This is great. This is good news. This is being respected. We're respecting this 1.11517 line. If that line can stay respected by the body of this next candle, we're definitely going to look for a buy. Now, some people might be asking, well, why can't we get in now, Matt? It already is respecting it. And it already did create a wick on both sides. Why can't we get in now? Well, the answer to that is quite simple. This could still drive down to fill this area before going back up. Because if you think about it, I wonder if there's a way for me to change the color of this. This could still go down here. Make this red. This could still go down here, right? So as long as this candle right here, so I just drew this red line, right? As long as this red candle stays respecting this previous candle, we could then get a green candle after that that goes up here. So then we'd be holding all this negative down here. And on a 4-hour time frame to hold that negative, that's holding like 25 to 26 pips. On my big account, that is a lot of money. That's like 50 grand. I don't want to hold 50 grand negative. I can, but I don't want to. On a $1,000 account that's trading at 0.10, that's $1 a pip. If you entered 4 times, 20, 40, 60, 80, you're holding almost $90 to $100 negative on your $1,000 account. That's 10% of your account. So we're trying to avoid holding that negative. So that's why we're going to wait on this to see what we get. Again, it's moving downward. It needs to respect this, and we don't know if that's going to happen yet. So rather than jumping into a trade that we don't know what's going to happen yet, we're going to hold off until we get and we fit the criteria that we believe is going to have the highest yields and highest probability yield for us to end up making money. USD CAD, we said, looks like a sell. On the 1 hour, you got an absolutely massive wick. On the 1 hour, that's now even flipping bearish. We flipped bearish. We had the test. This is looking like a sell. If we hop to the 30-minute time frame, we had a full selling candle here. Now, if we get a full body closure below this, we are going to look to sell this pair. So far, USD CAD is my favorite trade that we're in. I'm going to move USD CAD to the top. But USD CAD to me is looking like the best trade right now, especially with this long wick up top that engulfed the previous two, showing that there is extreme selling pressure similar to here. This selling pressure lets me know that this range is most likely going to be filled. And what I'm going to do here is draw a new support and a new zone that would be our target zone to reach. Our target zone to reach here is going to be about right there. So the high of this candle, the low of this candle. And what we're going to do is draw another box. And the reason we're doing this is to have a better visual representation of where we're going. Our visual representation of where we're going is between here. Now this is a 18 pip range. Ideally, we're going to want to fill to the bottom of this. But this is definitely looking like a sell to me. If we can break this and have a full body closure below on the hour time frame, and it is a bearish candle with a wick, we're going to look to sell this on the hour time frame. Now you may be asking me, what about this wick? Well, because this was at a break and a retest, typically this wick is acting as selling pressure, not range. There's no 100% definite on that, but in where it is, we're looking at a break and a retest, a break and now another retest. Again, so this break and retest is really important to add to our list of confirmations that we want to see. We can also analyze this on the 15-minute candle. So on the 15-minute candle, we had a ton of buying pressure the previous 5 minutes. Now, that buying pressure, though, was clearly rejected in this zone. Again, we use areas, not zones. We use areas, not resistance lines. We use resistance zones because it can kind of go anywhere in between. So it's really important to understand that what we're looking at is a zone. We're not looking at just an area, just a line. So this area, this area, this area, this is all our resistance zone. Now we're clearly getting some selling pressure. And no, I'm not worried about missing out on this movement. So the fear of not getting in the trade in time, that's not something that's valid. That's trading with emotion. So we're not going to worry about the fear of not getting in this, even though it's moving down. We're going to wait to see that we in fact have our full break and retest and continuation of a downtrend. That is how we're going to get the highest probability of trades. Again, the goal of this week is to not sit negative. I don't want to sit in the negative for prolonged periods of time. And we're going to get a new 15-minute candle here in the next 5 minutes. However, I am going to wait until the hour candle to enter. You've got plenty of time to create range and pop back up. So you've got plenty of time. We got another 15, 16, 17 minutes here until we make a decision on doing anything, actually. Any trade. Based off the charts, again, we've done our top-down analysis, as I'm sure a lot of you already know. We've done our top-down analysis here, and we've determined that we are going to wait until the hour. We're not going to buy, not wanting to miss out on a trade here, because if this truly is a downtrend, we have a lot more to look forward to. So we're not only looking at catching these pips right here. Yes, it'd be great to catch 14 pips right now. Who wouldn't love that? However, if this downtrend is what we think it is, and again, we're looking at a break of the support, a retest, a break of the support, a retest. Now the break of the support would end up being down here. This would be our goal. Of course, we're going to want to catch these pips here for something smaller. However, in order for us to take the highest probability trades, we're going to need some sort of retest here and some sort of closure below down here. And again, closure below down here for us to know that we're going to fill this range. And if we're going to fill this range that you're looking at right here is now a 65 pip range. Who wouldn't like 65 pips right now? So we're just going to look for the highest probability. That is the goal of today. High probability trades. Any questions on that? Nope, no questions on that. Again, if we would have got in down here, you'd be sitting negative. So this is what I'm saying about waiting, patience. If you would have got in right here, you would have got in down here just now because you see it selling, you get all excited. 10, 11 pips negative. 12 pips negative. If you were have gotten in right there. See why we're waiting now? This is super important to wait. And we just got a new 15-minute candle. Yes, we got a doji. Great. Absolutely great sign of reversal. However, you still got a wick there. You still got a wick here. Ariel, good morning. So with that being said, again, we're waiting for a break and retest. We've had our retest here. We have a new possible retest here. But these candles need to close. This hour candle needs to close below, or at least create a wick, come back up, show us some range that it can go. Again, so a wick, come back up, close somewhere up here in this area, and then we can look for a buy to fill the range. It is rejecting though. That's a good thing. We are seeing rejection on all time frames. On the, I did not want to go to 2 minutes. There we go. On the 5-minute time frame, we're seeing rejection. On the 5-minute, we saw rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. We're seeing a lot of rejection. We're going to want to see if we wanted to enter on the 5, which again I told you we're going to wait till the hour to get the best possible positioning. We're going to want to see rejection, especially on this prolonged downtrend that we had. You have very, very strong areas here. Again, down here also, you had it test a couple times down here. Test, 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 and then flew. This could be test, 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 fly. This is why we're waiting. We want the highest probability. Test, test. This is going to let us know here if we close below right here. Now we're looking for down there. I think I've over-explained this one, but I want everyone to understand why we're waiting longer than previous weeks to enter. Not going to worry about fear of missing out on a trade. Not going to worry about any of that. We're going to look for the highest probability trades. So now we wait. USD CHF absolutely fell off past 10 minutes. That 15-minute candle, pretty much what we expected. We got the retest an hour ago. This thing should be in free fall, going to probably a zone right here, another zone right here, and another zone right here before reaching our final destination of right here. So if we were to look for a sell, again, we're going to want to see a closure below this previous one, just to make sure that we're entering at the correct time and not holding another drawback to another retest. Being that we just had this retest, this would be a good scalp sell right now. But again, we're looking at the hour. Also another very good sign, candles back to back. So we have a bearish candle, a bullish candle, and a bearish candle typically signals a downtrend. We saw that right here. A bearish candle, a bullish candle, and a bearish candle, and then lo and behold, 2 candles downward next. So if this candle closes below here, we've now created a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours resistance zone. We're going to probably look to take some sort of sell here on USD CHF. However, if we're going to pick a chart, I still like USD CAD the best. USD CAD has the best looking chart. Again, hop back to the 4-hour. We can do another top-down analysis here. A long wick indicating there's range. Buying pressure was tried. The buyers tried. The bulls tried. They tried to break this new zone that we are retesting. They tried to break this new zone that we're retesting. They tried to break the new zone that we're retesting. And now we're getting rejection again, indicating we could go down this way. So ideally in the next 10 minutes, we'd like to see this flip bearish as it is. And we're going to look to sell this to get through this wick and put a stop loss somewhere at the top of this. Again, if we go back to the 1-hour, we can take a look here. So if we're setting up our risk management plan, guys, if we're getting ready to go into a trade, got to look at how many pips. So you're looking at a 22 pip stop loss. If you have a $1,000 account and you're going to enter 4 times, you're going to want to use 0.50 lot, because 0.1 is going to give you $1 a pip. 22 times 4 is going to be, what is that, $88. That'd be an $88 loss at the worst case. That's a little less. That's about 8.8% of your account. So you'll be risking 8% of your account. If you're on a $10,000 account, that would be 200. Yeah, you're looking at a. We want to calculate our risk management before we get into the trade. At the absolute worst, how much can management plan. That's the strategies they need to use. Let's see here. No data. Huh. It's interesting. Video to maintain such viewers will experience buffering. Huh. See, is that OBS having an issue? New stream key. Are we back in? We are seeing some issues here. What